The man was suddenly grabbed around the neck from behind by his friend. While the two were playfully wrestling, the man's watch accidentally fell into the sea. He quickly dived underwater to look for it, but a pitch-black stone caught his attention. Years of treasure hunting experience made him immediately realize it was a ballast stone. The appearance of something like this usually means there is a shipwrecked treasure nearby. He surfaced with the stone in his hand and told his companions the news. The group immediately decided to dive underwater to see if they could find any treasure. After a thorough search, they indeed found many rusty old objects. This proved that the man's judgment was correct. Suddenly, he felt something hard. He quickly brushed away the sand with his hands. It turned out to be a golden dagger embedded with gems. Although it looked badly rusted, an antique of this quality was already extremely rare. The man was overjoyed. He was certain there were even more valuable treasures nearby. But ordinary diving equipment could no longer meet their needs. So the next day, they returned with professional equipment. They came back to the same waters. They marked a specific area on the seabed and began carefully scanning it with a metal detector. Before long, one of the companions found something. Mark held an underwater blower and blew away the sand on the seabed. A huge iron chain appeared. His companion followed the chain forward little by little. They thought they were about to make a huge discovery, but unexpectedly, after only a few more meters, the chain suddenly ended. There was no treasure at all. Mark was unwilling to give up. He continued blowing away the sand in the area. To their surprise, a massive cannon appeared before them. The group was thrilled. They immediately decided to bring the cannon back. Mark pumped oxygen into the lift bag. With the help of the lift bag, the cannon quickly began to rise. However, just as they were taking the cannon and preparing to surface, the Sea Patrol spotted their boat. The group froze, dragging the cannon underwater. If they were discovered now, all their efforts would be wasted. Meanwhile, Lisa, who stayed above as lookout, was sunbathing on the deck. Suddenly, a horn startled her awake. She quickly sat up. She was shocked to see it was the Coast Guard. Lisa didn't even have time to put on her clothes. She hurried up, putting on a flattering smile. The smile on her face left much to the imagination. The officers asked what she was doing there. Lisa simply said she was sunbathing. The Coast Guard barely dared to look and told her to get dressed quickly. They now suspected there were suspicious items on board and wanted to search the boat. At this moment, Mark's oxygen alarm was already going off. It wouldn't last much longer. He signaled his companion to lower the cannon a bit. Unexpectedly, his companion made a mistake. The oxygen in the lift bag leaked out. The unbalanced cannon began to sink. It also trapped his companion's arm. Mark and his girlfriend rushed over to help. The two tried to move the cannon, but with their limited strength, they couldn't budge it at all. The trapped companion had already run out of oxygen. The woman had no choice but to share hers with him. Mark wanted to refill the lift bag with oxygen, but the problem was the woman was also running low on oxygen. At the critical moment, she moved to the only remaining lift bag. She took several deep breaths of oxygen inside it, then passed it on to Mark. Only then did Mark regain enough strength to rescue his companion. However, what they didn't expect was when they surfaced, they discovered the Coast Guard actually knew Mark's girlfriend. The group casually made up an excuse and finally got through the crisis. Through this incident, Mark realized no treasure is more precious than having the one you love by your side.